Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Master League streamcast here with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only Master Propaganda Heroes like Defender of Thailand, here with my co-host, AE.
And how do you follow that? It's impossible to follow the legendary Imperial Dane, but try I must, because we've got a great semi-final for this, the third tournament in Company of Heroes 3 history. It's ML3, and we're watching Orangepest going as the United States Forces. He's going for Pathfinder spam. You thought you'd seen the end of it, and apparently you're not. And what are we seeing from the mighty Swede, Dane?
Oh, it's the Germans, the Wehrmacht, striking out here with a mishmash of uniforms as apparently someone in logistics messed up.
Yes, Alpern. He's an enjoyer of the skins, and yes, he's probably waiting for night time. And the Germans that haven't died of heat exposure will be very, very cozy when nightfall occurs. So he's just thinking ahead. Think of it that way. Dane, do you get to cast much of Orangepest and Alpern in the propaganda cast?
Yeah, I get a few matches in here and there. Occasionally they'll sell me something, occasionally they won't. So, you know, got other sources as well. Last couple of weeks before the balance patch, they were definitely overall dry.
Were they? It's more difficult now with no observer mode. Of course, can't pluck your replays. But we are, of course, very, very aware of these two players. They are top 10 in the world, probably top 5, vying for contention, and neither has ever won a 1v1 tournament, a proper ranked 1v1 event, and that is crazy considering the amount of hours they put into their respective campaigns. So this semi-final means a lot. One of these two gentlemen will be going forward to next Saturday's grand final. It could be Alpern with his third attempt to try and claim victory, or possibly Orangepest.
Yes, and they'll probably go against Jibber, and they'll probably get clobbered by Jibber.
I, for one, I'm a big advocate of Jibber clobbering people. He's a favourite of many people, including myself.
Indeed, indeed. He's one of those very theoretical players, I think.
Yeah, he's the kind of stuff that makes for a good propaganda cast, isn't he, Dane?
Indeed, indeed.
He, of course, likes to vary up his strategies, his build orders, think outside the box. But in doing that, he's gone on a bit of a journey, and now he finds himself, you know, one of the behemoths of the game. He is one of the names people fear. As we see a very not often used garrison in the north from Alpern there, going on the roof of it to get his array of bonuses.
Indeed, and probably also to, you know, maximize his chance of, you know, winning against two Pathfinder squads. Probably hope to sandwich them between the MG42 and the Grenadiers.
Look how big this map is, Dean. We're going on a commute. The Pathfinders are going to places we've never even been before.
Yeah, it's you know, it's one of the things I like about the map. It is big, it's open, it's spacious, with a few well-placed hard points to fight around.
It's almost procedurally generated, but the procedures worked, and it's turned out a very, very good map indeed. Pathfinder's hurt on retreat here, but Orangepest has done what he wanted to do, which is apply pressure, distract the double machine guns, and he actually is able to spring a very good flank on them there.
Indeed. He also crucially slowed down the ability for Alpern to get a lot of fuel in.
Yes, he has. Let's check out Alpern's fuel. It's not looking too good. Meanwhile, Orangepest, he's currently getting his infantry support center up there. It's not a bad option. For 30 fuel it costs.
Yeah, it's a very common choice because you just, you know, you get the tech structure going, but you also get the cannon for some extra infantry and support elements, so very popular at the moment.
Yeah. The Brits had theirs nuked, and Dax isn't quite as good, but USF's training and global ability center is still looking pretty bloody strong. Here we go, we've got machine gun in the south, with the Pioneers, of course, giving them vision.
Indeed, a nice combo there. So we can see there, Orangepest is going to... No, he looks like he's going to try and fight machine gun hit it with a grenade because he has researched grenades pretty fast here.
Good call, Dane. Let's see the first usage of them. Munitions-wise, he's got 83 in the bag. He just dropped down, actually, to 54. I wonder what he's up to there.
Likely the utility package for the scouts, so they can fire flares and
It's these guys in the north, 30 munitions, well spotted, Dane.
A victory point has fallen into
Because
enemy
even if they
control.
did get nerfed, it's still a really good package to get for your Pathfinders and Scouts.
Bloody is, yeah, it's still good. It's probably just where it should be now. It's not as overwhelmingly as ridiculous as it once was. Pioneers in a spot of peril in the south with 6 M1 Grands pulverizing them.
Yeah, close one there, but Alpen's fortune held through just narrowly.
Narrowly, yeah. Smoke utilised with the new package, of course, and they're going to have a smoke party. It doesn't last as long as it used to.
That should last just long enough, in combination with a flare and a rifle grenade.
Oh, and there it is! That's a lot of health damage, a lot of chunky bits of Deutschland spread across the trench there.
Yeah, good thing the sand is absorbent.
Just like your cat's litter tray, no doubt.
Indeed. Very absorbent stuff. Meanwhile, we can see that Alpen's brought up a Pack 40. He's clearly concerned about that M8 rush from Orangepest, and he wants to get ahead of that.
Going for a Pack 40 indeed, yeah, just as you say, just in case. Some people say it's best to build one when there's already a threat on the field, but I suppose you're always going to have one at some point anyway.
Again, it depends, like, you know, your priorities and resource situation. I mean, in this regard, Orangepest is doing an excellent job messing with Alpen's fuel already, so hanging the Pack 40 ahead of curve is probably to some degree a wiser choice.
Look at the pressure applied by Orangepest. He's been able to claim both cut-offs for a time.
And he's controlling 3 fuel points.
Oh my. Yeah, the fuel income 33 per minute. Wow, he's going to be stomping here. Wonder what he's building next. He's got on the grenade package. Maybe he'll go for the bar package next.
Very possible, but so far he's just using the scouts for some incredible pressure game with at a fairly low cost too.
It doesn't cost much, does it? It costs nothing, in fact. It costs nothing. He's got another one as well. Yep. He's just being an absolute nuisance, being a nightmare. And although Wehrmacht's MG play has looked very strong on in this day of action we've seen some great MG wins on Road to Tunis, especially in that quarter-final between Kauzak and Alpern earlier. Some quick wins with double MG. Orangepest seems to be showing the counter.
Yeah, that's probably why I went for the double scouts. You know, why go for mortars when you got like a bunch of Pathfinders smacking about the smoke grenades?
Oh, Ren's low. Very low, actually. Only got 58 health and dropping.
Yeah, and there's a Greyhound now inbound here for Orangepest, but we do get the Achad out there for Alpern.
Yeah, Orangepest was talking about this on stream, Dane. He knows that, of course, the Shafi is a better counter for the 8-Rad, but he prefers to have a generalist unit and then get the M1 Paradrop.
It's a good combo there. Particularly due to the high mobility of the anti-tank gun. We can just drop it where needed.
Yes, it's very mobile in that first click, and then it's very slow on such a big map as this. But
yeah.
I am enjoying the increased size of the Company Heroes 3 maps, though. It does make the support weapon play a little bit more deliberate. You have to be a bit more careful with it. You can't go as brain dead as you could in Company Heroes 2 and just plant 2 of everything in the middle. And
it also just supports more aggressive play because just, you know, as mentioned, you can't just like bottleneck things and just turtle about.
No. Well, being a turtle is fun sometimes. Okay, Grenadiers forced out of cover there, but they've got a nice bus, I'm going to call it, there that we go behind.
Indeed, likely some old Italian truck.
Ah, this is the pride of the Italian Armoured Brigade, Dave.
Ow. Really. We can see their Orangepest is swinging around their Greyhound quite fluidly here versus Alpen, looking for like new ways to hit Alpen and keep him off guard.
M8 goes south, Gren behind heavy cover. They'll be holding the line for a while. And Alpern has been pegged back. That's so much. His plus 10 munitions south of his base is now being capped, and that is a worrying sign of his first 10 minutes of play.
activity near
Never mind the
extraction
fuel
point.
point. That sounds a base got like rendered neutral.
One of our sectors is now in
So the
enemy
situation
hands.
is very much in hand for Orangepest so far. He is pretty much dominating.
He
Poor
is.
Elfin.
His just output seems more fierce and ferocious.
Automatic rifles requested.
Alpern, it must be said, has just come off the back of a very tough series versus Kauzak, but he does play for very long times, and he's a grizzled tournament veteran, so you would imagine he should be fine to play in this semi-final now.
A victory point is under attack.
Indeed, but I do suspect it's Orangepest who's probably just been brewing up this counter strategy, and Alpern is just floored by it. Like, he's just not touched out to match the pace of Orangepest's movements at the moment.
Orangepest, I will say it time and time again, de facto, I consider like the #1 seed if he can get his psychology sorted, because he does have that kind of DevM style micro mechanics, but he has seemed a strategic leap ahead of the other players so far, except for maybe Jibber, who is going to be a very, very good match for him. But let's not count Alpern out. He may be struggling in this game, but that doesn't mean he's out of the series by any stretch of the imagination.
And he could still make a comeback here, so...
Yep. Let's not count him out at all. Okay,
You don't get this far without having a thing or two up your sleeve.
No. No. One thing I've noticed, Alpern does play the things or two up his sleeve on stream a little bit too much. He just loves to, play some of his best strats. And M8 has yet to get any kills yet, really, which is really good from Alpern. Just using heavy cover to keep it at bay and slowly push up the Pack 40 to get it into range.
And the Pack 40 also prevents Orangepest from, like, diving in too deep. Oh, shot right for the building there, and the railgun goes off.
It does indeed. And he's tracking, but he won't even try an attack round shot because the speed of the Greyhound is enough to get out of there.
Indeed. Mortis for Orangepest, and we got a second Achtrad out there for Alpern.
Not a bad idea. An Achtrad for every sector.
He's definitely trying to curtail the mobility of Orangepest as much as possible.
Blame him. Let's swing over to Alpern's perspective and just have a look at his overall build order now. As Orangepest now builds a mortar. Obviously thinking Alpern has quite a few support weapons, may as well try and counter them. Smoke as well, don't forget.
Indeed. Never mind the Veterans 1 abilities. Those are kinda bananas.
Brad using signal detection and just making an absolute nuisance of itself already. It already has 4 infantry kills, and its cousin already 2, and he's only been on the field for a while. So some a shoe mine field is coming down at Dane. There's 4 mines in a row in the north.
Yeah, he's definitely looking like just slow down Orangepest and then sort of like, drag him into like a more directed fist fight.
Yeah, Miniman O'Brien in chat says, what is the cage on top of the 8-Rad for? It is indeed an aerial, and a very macabre fact from World War II is the aerial was so potent it actually gave 8-Rad crew members cancer. So, dark if they indeed survived the war, of course, which they likely didn't.
Anyway. It depends on where they were. West Front, Southern Front, more likely Eastern Front. Yeah.
Reach actually utilised in a top-level game, and the rifles can't cancel it, can they? They have to carry on, and they're in! There we go!
But they got the building, so it's not like, Alpern could just, like, pop back in after popping out there. That's kind of why Breach exists, in part, to avoid that nonsense.
Exactly. And here comes the mines. 1, and there's another one in case they want to go for the cutoff. This could be a wipe, honestly. Because I'm really thinking Orangepest may want to continue capping. Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not.
Yeah, the 8-Rat there just convinces him otherwise.
Sex zane of rad action. Trundling down the central ground, but there is a paradrop 10 180 gun waiting for them.
We have a surplus of command points available.
Indeed.
One of our capture points is under attack.
Some nice hits on the armoured cars.
Yeah, big hits there. Through the building. There's 2 M1s, of course.
Enemy forces have captured
Look
a
at the
victory
mortar
point.
doing such health damage on the MG42, forcing it all the way back to base.
You can't take those mortars lightly.
I want the gun here.
No, you can't.
Oh, he's up to 3 armored cars.
We have vehicles ready to be deployed.
He certainly wants to go for an all-in, it would appear. Let's check out Orangepest's perspective. He does have the 2 M1s. Of course, he has the grenade package. He should have enough to defend against 8-Rad, you'd hope, but it depends on that first assault and if they're able to get around the side of the AT guns.
It also depends on like what he wants to do. But he might try and hold out for tanks. But the tank depot, he could just like start churning out chaffies like, you know, it's 1945.
Yeah, people have been known to spam chaffies. I've seen it happen, but probably not in this scenario. 8-Rad. I'll tell you what, suffers some good health damage from the M8 there. The M8 says call an ambulance, but not for me. Oh, nearly gets the kill.
Almost had it, yeah, but the 8-Rad got a bit lucky.
Stay low, goddammit!
Did indeed, really did. This game's roughly equal right now. I mean, the victory points aren't too far away from each other. Who's your money on, Dane?
It's a tough call out at the moment. It really depends on like what the next move is from either side. Like if Elpin just keeps churning out guards, it's gonna be, you know. I mean, he's probably just gonna hold out for a Panther here. So if Orangepest is, oh, he is going for tanks. In this case, he might have a shot if he like conducts a proper assault. But that's obviously going to be the trick there. Can he conduct a proper assault?
Yeah, can he? Here we go. We've got all of the 3 8-Rads on the move. With Pack 40s pushing it up. So Alpern trying to stake a claim in the central ground now.
Yeah. Orangepest holding back his anti-tank guns. Probably worried that he's going to get outflanked by the armored cars.
Victory point is under enemy control now.
Yeah, certainly. Rifles finally pushing north. So it seems like they're going from a west-east orientation more to a north-south one because Alpern's going south at the same time.
Indeed. It's a bit more natural in a way because of the way the heavy cover creates that division.
Son of a bitch!
There we go.
Nice use of smoke there to neutralize the machine gun. Also allows them to get closer to the armored cars.
Oh,
So there
what a
you go.
big hit from the anti-tank grenade there. 8-Rad in peril. Pathfinders have him in their vision. Is there any follow-up? It's possibly coming in. The MG's also been forced away. That is the power of smoke in CoH3 play.
Indeed. But not enough follow-up force, I think. It is enough to force Alpen to withdraw to another line. But not enough to like really deliver any significant damage to Alpen, I think.
Indeed, the Alpenberg line. Have to go back to it now.
Paratroopers are standing by for drop.
And Orangepest has already pretty much knocked every ability now in his battle group.
Yeah, yes, let's just check out which sides of his trees he went for. Full left side there for the dual P-47 rockets, and of course he's already got the AT gun drop. Let's check out where Alpern stands on his battle group. He's waiting to get 8 command points for a Panther by the looks of things, Dane.
Yeah, that does tend to be the typical choice. He's also going for the officer quarters upgrade to speed up the veterans units packs and whatever Panther abilities he does have.
Yeah, let's check that out. Officer quarter upgrade. Where does one see that?
Command points should be assigned when possible.
It's,
I
if you
see.
click on the building, there's a little star there.
Yeah, there we go. Didn't have the option to click the F1 keys, but I could see it there. Interesting. A lot of veterancy, basically, for him.
Yep, it's a very good upgrade to have you committing to like any building. He's also gone for the infantry company.
Well, these are his own mines. He's rolling over them. He's trying to get rid of the M8. That's an M1 mine there, so it's going to be fine rolling over that. And we've got the Swarm is very much excited as we speak.
Yeah, he's following up with everything. He's expecting Orangepest to counterattack.
Oh,
Does
there's
not-
a big shot from the Pack 40. The second one couldn't get his own salvo off. M8's got enough speed to get away, you would imagine.
Indeed, but as all this is happening, Orangepest is swinging up for the south. He could perhaps hook up behind Alpen's front line in the north.
He's had to utilise smoke canisters here with one of the 8 rads because he rolled straight into an M1, but it gets taken out regardless. There's one.
8 right there.
Yeah.
At the northern munitions point. That's a good kill there for Orangepest.
They are securing our
Yeah,
capture
indeed,
point.
he got that. But the Shermans having
I
some
think he's
fun in
going
the
for
south.
rocket strike.
Shoe mine.
He was hoping Alpen wasn't paying attention to that machine gun.
Okay, interesting.
As well, you might think the rocket strikers were just, you know, murdering vehicles. It's surprisingly good against infantry too.
That was a weird thing to have done. It's a gambit, I suppose. Try and take out an MG with a rocket strike. Dane, I respect your post-rocket strike analysis there, but are you entirely sure that's what he wanted to do?
I've seen it. People have done it against me too. Like, you just
Fair
slam
enough.
in with rockets and they murder stuff.
Meanwhile, we've got Panzergrenadiers getting hot and leery in the west, trying to force away the AT guns. Basically, both players are going for the jugular and then some.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to deliver some decisive blows and, like, you know, close out their match fast. But it's also clearly evading either player.
They certainly are. We're at 6 command points now, 2 away from the Panzerfünf.
Indeed, and we got another mortar for Orangepest on the way. Oh, he cancels it.
Oh, good. Maybe it was a misclick. I've been misclicking mortar since 2013, when they put R on the... wonder where it is now. Let's just investigate. Just a bit of...
The battle is in our
fun. Ah, it's on E. I can't see any justification for misclicking it then.
Oh, he was going for engineers. He just had the wrong building.
Ah! Dane again with the post-mistake investigation. You should make a career out of this, Dane.
Yes, I could probably make some money.
deploying engineers now.
Get a clear field of fire.
Right
One
then.
of our strategic points is
Mines
under attack.
detonating in the north. That's that one near the manpower point there. Gren's struggling.
We have 300
Alpen's
points.
not
Confirmed.
struggling, though. 'Cause he's now
No,
got...
he's just... He's just sort of stalling out there. It's very much a defensive strategy. He's occupying until he can get that Panther. And it's up to Orangepest to try and, you know, break Alpen before those
Enemy
Panthers
movement
hit.
near victory point.
Rockets are loaded. We're good for another run.
Yeah, rockets are loaded. We've got Pathfinders capping as fast as they can do, which is very fast indeed. Sherman's ready to go once more. It's not gotten any kills so far because it hit a mine the first
Victory
time.
point now under enemy control.
Indeed.
Panzer Grenadiers forced off. As we've got the 8 Rads Pack 40s all lined up in the centre. He's got a lot of assault capability. The rifles are sprinting into battle.
Yeah, sprinting's become a lot more popular after the nerf poured on them.
More popular for suiciding your rifles, it seems.
Well, it's simply because you're now using anti-tanks more aggressively, so you combine it with a sprint to, you know, snare up, and then boom, AT guns.
Dane, of course you're aware of your 2012 top hit, Sherman on the Run. And the
Indeed I am.
remix on YouTube. Have you ever tried singing it, perhaps in clubs in Denmark?
I'm not really a club person.
Oh, I thought you'd be a big hit though, regardless. You can take Basil with you.
I don't think cats are allowed in clubs, and I don't think he'd like it either.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
As of the concern, he might, you know, get a bit too enthusiastic and bite off someone's hand.
Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't want that to happen now, would we? This minefield is quite a big one. You people in chat have spotted it. And this grenade could be a mega... No, it's not going to be a mega grenade. It's going to be a very...
Yeah, that is a hell of a minefield. He's really expecting Orangepest to make his big move in the north. Like, he's betting everything.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
A
7,
victory point
8,
is under attack.
plus the ones we saw earlier, 9 in total. 9 times 30 is 270 munitions. That's a big-ass minefield. And we've now got the Panther on the field. Woo!
Yes, indeed, the Panzerkampfwagen 5, Ausführung D.
Victory point.
And I've just realised there's more mines. There's one here as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Reports of enemy
10,
movement near our
11 in
victory point.
total. This guy's gone mine mad. Absolutely mine mad. I love it. I'm going to just say it. I love it. I hope that Orangepest stubs his toe on many of these mines in the future, and Alpern has proven to be an absolute genius.
I mean, if you start your toe on a shoe mine, you're probably not going to have a toe left.
That's why they're called shoe mines, because you don't need shoes after you've trodden on one.
Well, it's because they're called Schützen mine, but yeah, you don't need feet after, or shoes afterwards. They're designed to specifically maim, not kill.
Exactly, and that's what that means in German, Dane. Oh, God.
Second Panther out. Alpern's going to go hard now, I think. The shoe is on the other foot.
Oh, ho, ho, the proverbial. We've got a Panther battle group, Panzer Elite. Eat your heart out.
Enemy movement near a victory point.
Another rocket strike, though.
That armor ain't shit against this.
Oh, where on earth he's aiming at? Oh, there we go. He snapped the machine gun.
He did do that, Dane. Well spotted, son. You've done that's a good call, and it
Killed
turned
the
out to
gun
be correct.
as well.
Tank crews reporting in.
Orangepest with the most flagrant of lovely abuse there. Loving it, absolutely loving it. And the Panther
The enemy
is going to
stealing
team
our
up
munitions
with his
point.
brethren to possibly try and push on a Sherman you would expect in the future.
Got a full right on the Southland Rifleman in the face of double Panthers.
All right then, let's do a battle call and take into account the full stock of each army. You can see Orangepest at the moment. He has a lot of support weapons in total. That's 3 M180 guns and 3 rifles, 2 Pathfinders, a mortar, a Sherman, and the M8, still in the field with 9 kills and one vehicle destroyed. For Alpern's army, Dane, what's the full tally right now, and how are you feeling about the army he has?
Well, we got 2 Panthers,
The enemy
obviously.
has
We still
taken
got
the
1
victory
Achrad. We got, I think, 1 Grenadier Squad, 2 Panther Grenadier Squads. I believe he transferred out 1 of his Grenadier Squads to Panther Grenadiers. 2 packs and 1 machine gun after the other one, of course, got utterly obliterated by the United States Air Force.
That's what they're good at. And here we go. This looks likely to be a
Victory
smoke
point lost.
bomb from the airfield this time. He's behind the heavy cover. Rifles advance. Victory point wise, Alpern is suffering. Orangepest been able to keep up the pressure of raw micromechanical skill and determination.
Indeed, despite having 2 Panthers, Alpern just hasn't quite channeled his inner Guderian and gone the offensive.
No, certainly hasn't. He's repairing the 8 rad at the moment. 8 rad that has this 19 infantry kills. Not too bad.
Yeah. He's trying to get to these points, but Orangepest is not making it easy.
He isn't. He seems to be exerting a lot of pressure, basically. You can't really take it fully into account unless you're feeling and breathing the game as his opponent, but I guarantee you that Orangepest's kind of classic RTS output in this game has been rather high, because he just seems to have eaten up map control when you're not looking at him.
Yeah, he's just very good at, like, finding when, like, an Alpern slacks up, he just pushes in hard.
Lovenest used to call it the kind of control-based play. It's the idea that using tactical map and capping and spotting for weaknesses, you're able to control the battlefield. Of course, Isilda was the ultimate player for that.
Yeah. Loveness probably knows a thing or two about that.
Lots of different play styles and coming heroes though. There's no proven best one, of course. Devan didn't even use tactical map as an example. We've got a grenade coming in there. Crew shock on the Panther. Where are these M180 guns? Are they anywhere to be seen? Yes, they are.
Yep.
Big hit.
Firing into the weaker side armor of the Panther. Exactly as supposed to. And another rocket strafe up north. This time only leaving some holes in the sand.
Oh, good holes though.
Very nice holes, if you enter that.
MG42 set up, but there's one rifle that can escape its vision. Panther so low on health, 147 remaining. He faces rear armor to the M180 gun. I don't know what he was thinking there.
Yeah, I think he sort of had an idea, and that idea just completely turned out to be trash, and now he's in a really bad place, and I'm not talking Stalingrad.
No, he's not. He's on the wrong bank of the Volga there.
We have
And he's
command point
going
that
back to
require
base. Meanwhile, he's still got a Panther in the north. Oh, and he gets a pack shot of his own off. And another. Can he get the 75mm in action? Can he get that shot with the Panther? He needs vision here. He has it finally. He goes stationary. He gets the kill. Elpern back with a vengeance, it would seem.
Well, now at least we can see Orangepest is quick to replace his Sherman. I'm surprised he hasn't like committed more to armor though, like additional Shermans ahead of time, even some Hellcats here.
Yeah, I like Hellcats.
It's been interesting. He's keeping a reserve for now, it seems. Probably feeling confident with the victory point. He just got to open.
Don't forget, by the way, he's just gone for an 8-rad. I was about to say he could afford another Panther. He has the fuel. But instead, he's gone for an 8-rad, so he wants to get back into the victory point fight. He feels like another Panther isn't going to be what the Doctor orders. Can he finish off the M8?
Yeah.
No, smoke couldn't save the M8 there.
And for hauling out, they Asgard going for deeper flank here.
Scouts versus Panzer Grenadiers, and that's the other Panther that just did, was it?
You have 5
Yep,
command.
Yes, the
lucky
other
shot from
Panther-
the frontal armor.
Yeah, the Panther shot through the frontal armor at max range across the battlefield by this M1 there, just off camera, but that's a big loss for Elpern. He does not need that.
Indeed. I think at this point it might just be a loss for Elpern. He's just trying to like make any impacts now on Orangepest.
Our schwerer Panzer.
We have vehicles
I
ready
think
to
the
be
critical
deployed.
issue is he's actually fairly short on infantry to carry the fight here. And there we go, GG, well played.
We have 75 points remaining.
GG indeed. Okay, we're currently loading up game 2 for your viewing pleasure, everybody in chat. So if you enjoy Imperial Dane's casting and you're strangely unaware of him, please go check him out. He is the most prolific caster in Company Heroes history by a long margin. Probably one of the most prolific casters in RTS history. 5,000 Company Heroes casts in total. And his YouTube forms an almighty archive of every balance patch Company Heroes 2 and 3 have had. So definitely a YouTube channel to be subscribed to, so go and check him out.
Not much in Company's Run because they didn't really have a lot of balance patches after a certain while.
I deliberately didn't say that one, but I was one of your Company Heroes 1 viewers back in the day. I remember when your casts had to be in multiple parts due to the 10-minute requirement on YouTube, if you remember that.
Yeah, I do. That was quite something else. And particularly got a longer match, really had the idea to put up a lot of videos.
Oh, yeah, it was terrible. Really bad.
It was an absolute pain in the ass. Well, I'm up at the 10-second mark.
Okay, I'll be joining you shortly. I'm just going to get my stuff in order. Lost that first game, if I'm not mistaken. I'll be Orangepest 1-0 up. Let's do my other things. I have cast a lot of games now.
Yeah.
Are you going to be streaming much this weekend, Dane?
I'll probably take a break day tomorrow. I always try and take a break day during the weekend. Gotta make sure I don't burn myself out.
Good call, good call. Okay then, we'll go to the transition, guys, and Dane and I will sync up in the meanwhile. We'll see you on the other side. And here we go. Elpern is 1-0 down, but he's been 1-0 down already once today. And he finds himself on road to Tunis yet again, and he's up against Wehrmacht. yet again. Deutsche Africa Corps apparently have been deleted from the top level of play. Dane, why is that? Why are the DAC so unpopular all of a sudden?
I think it's because of one particular element right now in the current meta game, which is Riflemen are really good with their BARs, and the DAC just doesn't have a great answer to that at the moment. Compared to the Wehrmacht, you got like the Achtguard, for example. You also got like other elite infantry that can sort of like go a bit above the Riflemen. But as the DAC, you don't really have that, amongst other things.
They're being outmuscled, basically, to want of a better word. This is one of the maps where they probably have a greater chance, just due to the largeness of it, and the fact that, of course, the Kradschützen, or the BMW motorbike and sidecar, can zip around and cap the map, but the bars will catch up with you eventually.
Indeed, and there's also the other factor, which is just support weapons got a lot better, and the DAC also kind of struggles with that. Of course, this map, again, could help you play around that, but Orangepest is clearly more in favor of the Wehrmacht at the moment. He's going straight for the Luftwaffe.
Yeah, let's see how that's going to play. Of course, he can drop down the Fallschirm Pioneers, and he's chosen to do that in the north on the fuel here. Just give him a capping boost. But that just goes to show you the power of the machining gewehr. It's one of the first units he's chosen to build, even with Luftwaffe.
Well, it's also like, you know, if you're going to go for Fallschirm Pioneer, you want a machine gun to back them up pretty fast, I find.
Must be said, by the way, the players did not give up on DAC easily. Orangepest is DAC's most ardent fanatic. So that should tell the balancers of Company of Heroes, most likely the likes of Tarnation, and of course Marco, Devem, all those guys. You know, DAC do need a boost, or need some of their kind of nerfs maybe reverted slightly. Let's have a look.
See, I mean, they've, you know, mostly been handling things well so far, surprisingly, so I think they'll get the DAC right. I think the DAC is just, in some regards, the way it's sort of tuned is perhaps a bit trickier to get fully right, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, that's such a good call, Dane. They're very much a glass cannon faction. They are a bit quirky and the most experimental faction in CoH3, so of course they will require significant tuning. Let's have a check on Alpern's build order. He's got his 3 rifles out so far, and he's going for the infantry support center, it would seem.
Yep. Again, just get out that captain, plus get some upgrades for your infantry.
What upgrades does it give for the infantry?
Oh, you got your usual, you know, you can get, like, cheaper upgrades in terms of, like, you know,
yes, that was
upgrades. You also get access to mines, for example, with another one, which is pretty good. Also demolition charges, some bonuses to your triage station, and, of course, survival training. So there's a lot of utility to it if you're going to go hard on infantry.
It's pretty nifty, basically, isn't it?
Yes, and if you're going to go for, like, any of the infantry, survival training is really good with them, too.
Rifles make their way around the side here. Alpern putting the pressure on early. He discovers the infantry company's placement at the tip of the base entrance. MG42.
Yeah, Orangepest has also like been hitting pretty hard going for Alpern's fuel point. So
fun game too, then, basically. If you're thinking USF OP, you're watching this on YouTube, perhaps you should be made aware that in Alpern's series versus Kazakh, it was Wehrmacht that won both games decisively. So it does seem to be a little bit of the players as well as the factions. We do seem to at least have 2 decent factions in Wehrmacht and USF that are in a decent state at this point in time.
yeah.
Was that Basil? You in Dane?
No, that does mean like Basil, I think, is still asleep. Yeah. I just woke him up, but he's still asleep.
Sorry.
No, but it's also like, you know, I think we're just like, you know, getting a lot more aggressive gameplay here. I mean, if this was Companies 2, like, they'd all be like one with just like, you know, parked in a corner just waiting out with a pair of anti-tank guns.
Most likely. Oh, I do love CoH2, but I did also survive CoH2. That's how I see it.
Yeah, it was a good run, but it sort of wore itself out, I think. It got too campy in the end.
It really did, and I'm really hoping that they learned from that experience. The community balancers, of course, did a great job balancing, but they didn't quite keep the fun in the game.
Indeed.
Unfortunately. You do need a bit of that co-madness.
Yeah, but I think they do have that on the balance. I mean, they got Devem, and I mean, that, you know, he's definitely Madness satisfied.
I think he was a big part of Dak's design. So yeah, he's definitely literally insane. And it was in his clan name all along, Insane DevM. We should have known. Also, developer Miguel. He was always destined to be a developer. DevM Dane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he might lose the Falcon Pion up north if he's not careful.
Not if this MG can help it. Now he's got to track this rifle. Can he swing? Can he get there? Oh, he couldn't do it. But here come the Grenadiers and Falchion Pioneers to save the day. 62 health remaining on him.
Close one there.
Could still die, actually. Oh, another grenade! And a dodge.
And we got some Panzer Grenadier on the way there for Orangepest. Calling in something a bit more heavy on the assault spectrum.
Do you like Panzer Grenadiers and where they are at the moment, Dane? Do you think they're a good unit, worth having?
Infantry will not
I think they're very nice. It's just, you know, rifling with BARs kind of just shut them down. But otherwise, like, you know, if the rifle were toned down a bit, I think the Panzer would be an excellent spot.
I'm starting to feel like the Wehrmacht are the most okay faction. And it's the others that need tuning. Do you know what I mean? They seem like they're pretty decent Wehrmacht. It's like they're a year ahead of everything else, if that makes any sense.
Now, again, I've noticed this before, but I think the Pentagon is the Wehrmacht has a very solid faction design. Like, you know, you got some paths, some branches, but, you know, they're sort of reasonably covered in a variety of directions. You can always, like, you know, switch one direction or others. The Wehrmacht can react fairly well or act out. Plus, the battle group designs complement them incredibly well too, I think.
And I think Relic have mentioned this publicly. I think they have. I think we're allowed to say this. Wehrmacht were the most iterated upon faction that had the most interaction with community in their conception. I think Relic have touched on that in their streams. And I think it really does show. They do feel the most well fleshed out, almost.
I think it also in a sense, like, you know, it's just like a third iteration of like faction, like, you know, you've seen like from Companies 1 off. Even with the USF, there's like this massive break in Companies 2, but like they went very much off the beaten path. But with the Wehrmacht, it's like, you know, it's just been like various takes on the same faction throughout the 3 games.
Really good points. They have iterated, but it is the sequel to this faction for certain. Right, Falchion Jaegers with those lovely Falchion Jaegergewehr 42s and a little stick grenade for the rifles, forcing them away instantly. Orangepest getting a few little tactical wins here and there. It seems his manpower attrition is wearing Alpern down overall, I would say.
Yeah, he was basically hoping to get in as much action as he could before the BARs hit. That's typically at the moment what you want to do as the Wehrmacht is you want to like just start pushing them back before they get the BARs up, because at that point, that is when things get very uncomfortable.
You don't want to sit on a bar. 6 Germans walked into a bar. They didn't enjoy their time.
Indeed, they did not. So, but still, he's got like a mix of like good assault infantry and some like good line infantry with the Falchion Pioneer, the Panzer Grenadiers, and the Falchion Jaegers, so... And he's also like... No, you go ahead.
He's dodging quite well. Orangepest seems to be quite lucid at the moment. He's like quite flexible and nimble and agile, and he's basically proving his micro-mechanical possible superiority over Alpern at the moment. Alpern doesn't seem to be quite hitting the same notes and gears that Orangepest is, but that doesn't mean he's out of the series.
No, far from it. Got a mortar in it, quite smoke, and of course help keep at least the machine gun team from assisting his men too much.
Bastards have secured our territory from us.
Well, Alpern always seems to be that way. He's a little bit sleepy at times, then all of a sudden he'll uncoil and strike with a ferocious push. Almost like an advanced version of Von Ivan in some ways.
I feel like Von Ivan is just like a much more aggressive loose player compared to Alpern.
But when he does strike Alpern with the light vehicles, he can be very aggressive in a very fun way to watch, though, can't he?
Yeah, he's more like a cobra, sort of just waiting and then launching out all of a sudden.
Basically, Alpern's less mad than Von Ivan, which isn't saying much, because we're all less mad than Von Ivan. We're all
Yeah, I
lost.
mean, most of us wouldn't travel into Russia while Russia's invading Ukraine.
No. But he's probably got a very attractive Russian girlfriend. And men have been known to do very mad things for love. I'm going
Yeah.
to Taiwan in 2 weeks' time, Dane.
So in Russia, Dane.
So I'm doing the exact same thing as Von Ivan. I'm going into a possible war zone because my girlfriend is from a foreign country. So, you know, those in glass houses should certainly not throw stones.
It's definitely not advisable. Meanwhile, as we've been grousing on
Enemy
love,
control.
Orangepest has been grousing on the efficiency of the Panzer Company. He's been bringing it up.
Indeed, he's been browsing on war. And let's see where he's going to go with that. He's got 51 fuel in reserve.
Will be interesting if he pushes for the Starstorm or he's just going to opt for the Panda 4.
Players do go for Starstrup, and they're not overwhelmingly oppressive like the Knight's Cross holders or the Obersoldaten of old, but they're adequate in some ways.
They're good. They usually, though, you want like some veterans before them to like get going. Plus, their grenade assault is absolutely the bee's knees.
Yes, it's all about the grenade assault, agreed. One of the best grenade assaults going. Captain's going to be going to death landing very shortly. And
Yeah,
a bit
that'll
like
be a
Denmark,
posthumous.
but just less flat.
There we go. Captain down.
Oh, that's sorry, that's Lego one. Oh my god. Panzer Grenadiers.
Greyhound
Go on.
on the way for Alpen. That's going to be a bit of a mismatch against the Panzer 4.
I was thinking that's a bit late for a Greyhound, is it not?
Yeah, he says bring up the entertainment afterwards, but I think with the amount of like elite infantry that he can bring up to support the Panda 4, the anti-tank gun might find itself a bit exposed.
Rifleman forced off. This is a big push actually from Orangepest, pushing in from two directions there, whilst also capping, and that is Orangepest at his best, making full use of his full army. The little Greyhound coming out at 12 minutes and 50 seconds. Its first shot was fired. And as Dane has already mentioned, we do have the Panzer Company on the field, and he's 11 fuel away from the Panzer IV.
Yeah.
LG-40
Also, he's just been making great use of these Falchion Pioneers, honestly. It's just, like, he's relying on those, basically, these mini Jaegers in terms of, like, the performance. Like, if you took at the DPS curve and compare that with the Jaegers, the Falchion Pioneer has, like, almost the exact same curve, it's just slightly below it.
Dane's been looking at the graphs. All hail page P.
Oh, it's a good idea to get some inspiration from time to time.
Now under enemy control.
Community's coming in clutch in many ways, of course. We've got observer tools, thanks to the community. We've got graphing and stats. So it's been a very
Oof, that Greyhound did a horrible number of those Falchion Jaegers.
That felt like a canister round. It was such a good shot. A lot of MP attrition done there. Elpern fighting back with a furious vengeance.
Indeed, but he's about to fight uphill in the rain because that Panther was going to be coming down upon him.
Alright, where is it at? Oh, here it is. 99% built. It's going to appear around about here, around about now.
Panzer IV reporting in.
Let's
Yes,
go.
indeed.
Victory point lost.
And of course, he should upgrade it with the panel-mounted MD-42.
Yeah, in 5 munitions time, I don't doubt he will.
And we got a battle group choice here finally from Alpen. It is armored.
Ah, he's trying to hide the Easy 8 as long as he could, basically.
We're losing it.
It would
Yeah.
seem. But Orangepest would have known that's probably what he's going to go for anyway. There's no...
It's one of those things, if you wait for too long, it becomes obvious anyways.
Yeah. Is that an Easy 8 in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see?
The
Indeed.
enemy has taken a victory point.
In the centre?
Like, after a certain point, if you're not seeing, like, you know, the special operations commanders or anything like, you know, hovering above, you know it's pretty much going to be armored.
Rifles pushing against the Panzer IV. That's an odd decision. There is cover, though. There's an M1 AT coming in. There's the stun. There's another one. Engine
He's going
damaged.
he's going for the double combo there to damage the engine. If you get off 2 snares in short succession, you can also get a damaged engine that way.
Nice. And that's
And now,
Good utility from Alpern there, but the M1, it does not want to extend itself. Sorry, the AT gun. If you say M1, nobody will ever know what you mean. It is the American Army we're talking about.
I mean, everything's an M1. And of course, while this was a lot of damage, thing is, with a Falchion Pioneer, he can just rapidly fix it up, never mind his regular Pioneers.
Tunisian drift M8 style in the north, putting pressure down on these Falchion Jaegers.
Another nasty hit in there.
Back in the centre. Orangepest is looking to keep the victory point pressure up. 16 minutes into this game too. He's got a 1-0 lead at the moment.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised he didn't at least leave one Falchion Pioneer to help fix up the Panzer IV, but I guess he felt that it wasn't necessary. Also, right now, Alpern's like scattered all over the place. Like, if Orangepest were to like see this, he could, I think, deliver some rather nasty hits here to Alpern.
Yeah, I really agree there, Dane. I feel, like you said, if Orangepest had vision, he could have pushed in. And his game sense has told him it is time to have a bit of a push. He's pushed.
I mean, he did also have a bit of air reconnaissance in there, so
true.
That probably helps.
Yes, my bad. I led off what you said there, Dane, so I'm blaming you for
no
that
worries,
one.
it's easy to look. It's just like a quick pass. It doesn't like circle around like some other reconnaissance do.
Right.
Going for the carve point, Panther 4 moving in steadily. And he's finally got a pinman on it.
Stern Panther, I'll cast them tomorrow, please, mate. So keep the other semi-final will be updated tomorrow, everybody. I will cast them tomorrow. Thanks for asking, Stern Panther. Admin of the century. He's the only admin. But that also makes him the best admin.
I mean, that's technically correct. And that's the best kind of correct.
Exactly. Orangepest keeping his maximum amount of pressure on. He's got nearly 100 fuel yet again.
Indeed, that'll probably be another Panzer 4.
Yeah,
Also,
Also-
point is being overrun.
I just noticed this, but Alpern's like floating an absurd amount of manpower.
Well, he probably wants an absurd amount of Sherman Easy 8 combat groups. But
Indeed,
yeah,
but
that
it
is
is
strange.
It's definitely, I think, you know, giving too much rope here to Orangepest to hang him with.
Yeah, he should be engineers, surely. I know he gets an assault engineer with the Easy 8 when it comes out, though, so maybe that's why he doesn't want an... But what else could he build? Let's have a look. Has he ever...
He could build a field cache, maybe. He could go for, like, more infantry or support weapons.
Could have gotten an MG, maybe, from Weapon Support Center, admittedly. I can see why he's kind of floating, but I don't think there's ever a reason to float that much, to be honest.
Indeed, that's typically never a great look.
It typically never either ends well, to be honest. There's a rule of thumb. If you hit 1,300 manpower in a high-level semi-final, I mean, I'm sure he has his reasons. But still. Yeah, maybe it's time to put auto-reinforce back on.
We must act.
Because he's not reinforcing that scout at the moment.
Isn't? It looks active to me. Oh, it might be because they kind of stuck out. They occasionally happen.
The replay makes it look like it's on. It isn't on, trust me.
Alright.
Manual reinforcement. What's happening? Has Alpern had a knock on the door, perhaps?
I know, it might just be exhaustion.
He could be knackered. That's so true.
Yeah, it's been a long day for him.
Maybe he's a genius. Maybe this is what one must do when they're getting close to 7 command points. And the Easy 8 back.
Perhaps.
We did say he was like a cobra. He's in coiling mode right now, Dane. It all makes sense.
Crowds are pushing us
Yeah, he's going for another anti-tank at least. There's a part of me that wonders if maybe should have not gone for Seek and Destroy, but gone for the M8 Scots. At least had something like to just blast a few shots here and there.
Yeah, yeah.
Scots actually like surprisingly decent after the buffs.
Well, let's see what happens next. Orangepest should be, of course, pulling away at this point. He should be planting mines and doing all that good stuff. He nearly beat built Stosstruppen by mistake, but instead elected course for a second Panzer IV. He's got an almighty army with... I really like the infantry variety. Let's have a look at this. Falchion Jaegers, Panzer Grenadiers, Falchion Pioneers, Grenadiers.
Yeah, it's A nice little circus there.
Orangepest 7, ring them at circus indeed. Let's go back over to Alpern's perspective as we
Enemy won't let up.
wait for the arrival of the Easy 8s as he hits 1,300 manpower. Still,
Yeah. Even lost the fuel pond outside his base again.
feels a bit crazy, doesn't it? I mean, surely he should be active as much as he can be to try and get the experience at least.
It also, like, I mean, it gets a bit weird because, you know, that's just kind of like what CoH3 did in the match against him. And now he's sort of making the same mistake, except worse.
Yeah, the one where CoH3, if you weren't watching earlier, we had a great game where CoH3 stalled for Tiger. And, well, didn't end well. So, yeah.
Well, time to unbottle the genie here for him.
At least he's got a lot of manpower to rebuild this rifleman with. And, yeah, he's got the Easy 8 on the field. He's going to wait 51 seconds to pull in another one. He has 100 fuel and enough manpower, so... yeah.
We will have to see how Orangepest responds once those start flooding in. I mean, one option could be to simply set up a flat 36.
They've taken our victory point.
Barraging the Casbah at the moment. Meanwhile, on the south, Easy 8 makes its presence felt. He's down to 200 victory points, so he's got to push south to keep one of them alive. And the mortar takes out the MG42. Nice pickup.
Yeah, he's using the delayed fuse cycle as a barrage, which is really good for clearing out support weapons.
That's that little badger here.
Leave him.
We almost got the machine gun there, but had to pull back.
Yes, he did. And here's the second Easy 8, and all of a sudden his economy looks normal.
Yeah, but the map control looks less normal.
Well, he has a lot of material now. He's up to 89 pop cap. He sacrificed 100 victory points and stalled for a long time, made himself look a bit foolish, but maybe he'll make all of us look fools now.
Perhaps, perhaps.
Here he goes, countering the Panzer IVs directly.
I'm a bit surprised Orangepest were willing to send in his Panzer IV down south against an EC8 on its own.
Is there any help? Is there any help? There's a Faust coming in. There's another Easy 8 though. Trundles
and
into...
the mine goes off! Oh, snap!
Oh, it
He's
does!
almost going in these...
This one in the south's got so little health though, Dane. Panzer IV is down. Pack
He's sending in the Grenadiers. The other Panther IV's moving in, trying to stay clear of the anti-tank guns under open.
Yep, he's been grenaded as well. His Pack 40 is out of the situation. Easy 8's trundling away. Oh, that's terrible for Orangepest. Meanwhile, also, here comes that M8 Greyhound. We said Alpern was like a cobra coiled, ready to strike, and strike he did.
Yeah, he completely overwhelmed Orangepest there. He was just not ready for that shock.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
And now the infantry, like the assault troops, are coming, but it's too late. Like, Alpern is already pulling back, so that was a really good aggressive push there by Alpern.
Look at the repair speed of the assault engineers. Veteran C1 already, of course, there, repairing very
The
fast.
superior field craft ability, which allows them to repair really fast. Oh, Snap is trying to take out the engineers with the Panther Grenadiers.
Oh, he's in a bad part of town there. Here comes Goering's finest.
And no further strikes. Ooh, the engineers got hit as well. They're pinned down to the ground like a bunch of insects.
Yeah, trying to squish them like bugs, but the health on the Easy 8's tremendous. Now, won't be much better if these... Oh, what a salvo that was!
Yeah, brutal. The assault units are not having a great day. And meanwhile, Alpern is losing control of the center. Orangepest is cleaning up house there.
Bloody hell, how little health did he have again? It was 76 this time.
Indeed. Somehow he got through that, because Orangepest never committed that Panther IV he had left. They just held it back here in reserve.
Would anybody like a top tip from AE? The pintle mounts on tanks in CoH3 don't do any anti-air damage. It's purely cosmetic. Relic want you to build dedicated AE weapons.
AA weapons.
Not AE weapons. Don't kill AE. Kill and aircraft. I am a weapon apparently, but yeah.
That was a bit of a Freudian slip, wasn't it?
Was it?
Grand rushing straight into the Fudgy Makers again. Panther fast off though.
Surplus of command points.
Guess he has gone for the cheaper reinforcement ability instead of the Flak 36.
Big Russ says if it ever did... Okay, it did work in CoH2, by the way. It did take things down. Greyhound's gone down in the centre. Nice pick up there. The Pioneers spotting for the Pack 40. Pioneers dying for it, however.
Sacrifice for the fatherland. Quick flank with the Fudging Puny behind. Alpen's assault.
This is our last stand. We only have 50 points
Ooh,
left.
50 points remaining for Alpern. It's now or never. Orangepest needs to hold. MG is forced away finally by the double bore. Vet 2 rifleman. He's holding in the centre. He's got a unit in the south. It's a low health grenadier. In the north, it's getting tense. He's got Panzer Grenadiers fighting, dying for the fatherland.
Hold down Panther 4, but he didn't use focus fire there. I think he would have taken out the easy hit with that.
He's gone for a desperate VP hold, Dane. One of those desperate situations where he tries to calculate the death he needs to win. And everything's dead. Can Alpern cap in time? Oh, it looks like Orangepest has not calculated that correctly. Oh,
He's dropping in Fudgy Makers on the southern point just to contest. He's just willing to sacrifice everything now just for a bit of extra time.
They couldn't get their toe over the line. In the north, Pack 40 pushes forward. He threw everything at this Dane. He's got Fallschirmjägers in the centre as well, holding on for bitter life. Holding on to the bitter end. Oh, but the capping is underway. He's got a neutral one in the south. And it looks like Alpern is heading to a deciding ace game against Orangepest for one of the most hilarious throws of all time.
Yeah, that was a grievous miscalculation by Orangepest. Like, he was close to winning anyways, and then he just somehow just decided, like, you know what, I want to win now, and then...
Commander, our anti-tank.
Yeah.
I know the tick is fast in CoH3, but it's not that fast. GG, well played, called by Orangepest. We're going to an ace game. Right then, chat. Let's get this last replay loaded and get this thing finished. I will shout out, of course, again, Dane, the legendary caster. Go and subscribe to him on YouTube. Make sure you watch all of his propaganda casts, every single one of them. You're not allowed to watch the most recent one until you've watched the preceding 5,000, so put half a year together for that.
Indeed.
Let's get this game loaded.
Would help if Falls had it.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to find it for myself now.
Jolly good, jolly good.
It's fun not knowing at all what happens here. I actually like it. Do I need any drink of all sorts? I'm going to drink some water, and then we're going to be back in a moment. Dane, let's take 2 minutes. Just have a quick mental refresh, and then we're going straight into Game 3.
Alrighty.
Back in a sec, guys. Hello there, and welcome to this deciding ace game, the second of today. You're looking at Orangepest of Sweden. He is versus Alpern of Sweden. They're on twin beaches.
Not of Sweden.
Exactly, because we've got Imperial Dane of certainly not Sweden. How are you feeling about this one, Dane? Who's your money on?
It's a bit of a tough one. I'd probably bet on Orangepest since he's A as the Americans, B he's kind of an element. But you know, Alpern might go for an upset again like he did versus Kozak.
Let's see how these Pathfinders work. Of course, Orangepest is making great use of these today to confound the MG42s of the Wehrmacht.
Indeed. Hoping to see here what Alpern decides to go for. Will it be mechanized again and may try for breakthrough this time around?
For deployment, sir.
Let's have a look. Of course, just airborne for Orangepest.
Double Pathfinders again.
I like one good thing about Wehrmacht, Dane, is I suppose everybody goes for the battle groups kind of equally at the moment, don't they?
Yeah, I think there's a good amount of flexibility in the battle groups, and they each support, I think, a very distinct playstyle, which I think works quite well too. Plus, they're just so full of flavour.
They certainly are. We've got breakthrough flavour, which is always good. Assault grenadiers are a possibility for Mr.
Plus
Pern.
the mechanized assault with the Starstruben.
Oh yes, yes. Some dastardly height mechanics here for these Pathfinders. Ignoring everything there is to ignore about these Pioneers cover, because their bullets are coming in from a higher angle.
I don't think it's quite getting the height bonus here, I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well,
Bit hard to say there.
oh no, you're right, yeah, my bad. Hey, he's tired. 10th get cast of the day. Maybe we should go up higher to get the height bonus. That would make my point make sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what, there's a flank coming in on the MG here from Orangepest. He gets around the back of the MG, keeping it off kilter with the rifleman on the retreat path. Great work there.
Yeah, definitely rough start here for Alpen. Always find it a bit dangerous to commit to the northern heights as the Wehrmacht. You can typically get very easily bogged down and make no progress. I find you may want to actually focus on the beaches more.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very similar to Angerville from Khmer's 1 in that respect. You've got the big, wide open west side of Angerville. That's kind of like the beach for Wehrmacht here. It's more wide open, better for Wehrmacht play in total. If you go for the heights, as Dane eloquently calls them, you may end up suffering as a result.
Yeah, there's a lot of shot blockers and ways they can creep up on you. Now we do have the MP40 grenadiers out ready to deliver some more close quarters action here versus Orangepest.
Orangepest's infantry is again amassing for a flank, this time on the MP40 Grens. But they've got their MP42 there to protect their flank.
Charging right at the MP40s there. I think they're going to... Oh, no, can't merge with... Oh, he merged... Oh, no, he accidentally merged an entire grenadier squad with MP40s.
Oh, God.
That's a real feels bad moment.
Oh, dear. Self-wipe.
Yeah, you got to be really careful with that merge ability. It's a double-edged sword.
Well, yeah. And he felt his own edge this time.
Indeed, and on top of that, he's lost access to the beach points.
That is really tough to happen in the first 5 minutes of play. A miscalculation like that leading to a self-wipe. It's not what you want to have happen.
Indeed, so right now, we got Orangepest with a significant fuel leader at Alpen.
Fighting over in the west here. Orangepest rifles forcing away that Pioneer. He's got... Oh, look at that. 3 plus 10 fuels incoming for him. Alpen's on plus 13. And Orangepest on a mighty plus 43. Ouch.
That's an advantage that's going to be felt for sure.
It really is. That spells fast M8 rush, most likely.
Indeed. Meanwhile, Alpen is both going for the officer quarters upgrade, has already got it, and he's also going for the Panzer Grenadier Company.
Okay.
Air Force is beginning reconnaissance.
So basically that's going to mean he's heavily delayed with his
movement
fuel
near
economy
victory
even more
point.
so, isn't it?
Yeah, he's also just a bit all over the place strategically. Like, typically, I find if you want to go for breakthrough as the Americans at the moment, you want to, like, go for a lot of grenadiers and get them going with MP40s. And he's, like, got one grenadier squad, and that's it in terms of infantry.
Yeah, but this one Grenadier squad, Dane. Oh, you should see them. They've got logs on their backs. They're all called Wilhelm to make it easy. And, yeah, they're gonna come in clutch. Just wait and see.
Getting a phone call?
What, for the insane asylum?
No, it's just like there's a bit of disturbance there.
Oh, yes, in my mind. I understand, okay. Fair enough.
Infantry can initiate breakthrough tactics to
Oh.
recapture ground.
Breakthrough tactics, eh? Okay.
Yep.
Well, he needs to recapture ground, so I can't say I blame him.
Indeed, out Basil.
He's a hungry cat. It's a hungry cat.
Now he wants attention. He's got food. I just fed him right before out. The third game out. He wants to play. You can tell from his ears and his eyes.
He's an Orangepest fan. I mean, what can we say? He's getting excited for Orangepest to be through to his first final in this year's Master League season.
Yeah. Does look like it. Unless Alpen pulls off a mighty upset. Orangepest really misjudges the situation again.
The adversary is
Yeah,
trying
he
to take
threw
one of
away
our
game
points.
2. He does have a proclivity to do that. Yep. Captain pushing forward, as is this rifle squad, so going for a fuel cap and a cut-off cap at the
One
same
of our
time.
capture points is under
Trying to
attack.
force Alpen to make the hard decisions. And Basley's just going at it.
Our territory is exposed. We must re-establish a
And
connection.
got the Pack 40 hiding out here in the shrubberies by the west.
Commandant,
shrubberies.
territory sector lost.
Indeed. There he is.
Got a support element here from Alpen.
The enemy has
Looks
claimed
like
our
he's betting on the
territory
Stuke
for their
this time
own.
around.
Well, he's going to have to bank on it. He's going to have to depend on it.
Indeed. Next infantry, it's going to be tough.
Rifleman trying to sprint away from the MG42s there.
The enemy
Still
has taken a victory
suppressed.
point.
Pioneers have them in their sights. The Greyhound's first actions have been to get 2 infantry kills, but they do suffer a Pack 40 shot.
Indeed. He's going for more grenadiers actually with MP40. See, no Panzer Grenadiers here from Elpen. Trying to run his infantry on the cheap, clearly.
The enemy remains stubborn. We are down to 300 points.
And now we got the BARs. This is where things get very uncomfortable for Elpen.
Oh, here we go.
300 points.
We got
remaining
3
for the
rifles
Germans.
only, one of which is already gotten
They've captured a
his
victory.
Ah,
point.
no, one's retreating, so he'll get them when he
Krauts
gets
are
back to
securing
base.
our
There we go.
capture point.
Ah, they find them.
Yep, looks like someone forgot them in the lunchbox.
Munitions-wise, he does need 60 per squad, so it's going to take a while to get the second up on each, but yeah.
Well, he's going to fix that with the munition surplus upgrade.
Ah, of course, yep.
Enemy forces are converging on a fuel point. They pushed us off a sector.
That's one reason why the infantry centers are so popular. Besides the captain, you get a lot cheaper bar going.
There's that upgrade from the infantry support center, of course. Makes that
The
whole
first
place
one.
so much more powerful.
One of our sectors is now in enemy hands.
Well, not much going on in Elpen's base. Wonder if he's, beside holding out maybe for Stuck, he could be planning for the mechanized assault group.
MG42 is going to be in a spot of bother here, Dane. It's getting flanked. Can it traverse in time? No, it can't. Yep, it's going to struggle here.
Never mind, the Pack 40 is also now deeply exposed as a result of that.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he really shouldn't be focusing on the heights. He really should be going for the beaches, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be the best map play of Elpen's illustrious career.
Indeed not.
Grenadiers, they do hit Veterancy 2, but they're forced all the way back to base. They'll have to collect their medals there. And look, where did this rifle come from? That is flanking. It's coming from under the woodwork.
And yep, there we go. We do have the mechanized assault group out there. Starstrom here in an attempt to bail themselves out of this current mess.
Ah, Steiner's Stosstroop, and they've arrived. They weren't just mythical creatures. I love this cover that you can get behind the enemy's
Boys,
base.
we'll have grenades soon.
South really does have every advantage on this map.
Yeah, it's a bit of a habit they have, I think, with these maps. You also had the same issue with the road to Kharkov. And on Taranto.
Every map, basically, yeah. But I bet there's no such, like, cover you can sit behind. There's some craters, but there's nothing as good as that. That little boat we just saw. Just
Enemy
South has
at
everything on this
250
map.
points.
They've got the no height. They've got no height mechanics in the build up to the fuel.
Guys are clear. Heading to target.
They've got this garrison they
Defend
can
our
sit
victory
inside,
point.
which overlooks
We're
the
losing it.
cutoff. They've got everything.
Nah, it's definitely not great there. It's certainly going to make things more difficult here for Elpen.
Just hope that Relic can balance their maps and introduce a few of the communities into the Automax pool ASAP.
We shall have to see.
That's a no then.
Question is what he's going to do with that half chat, though. He's going to upgrade to the ambulance, going to keep it as it is, go for the Stummel.
Well, he's not Dane, so he won't go for the Stummel. He'll probably just drive around with it like easy AI, I imagine. Go for some reinforcements, perhaps.
Indeed, in the south, he is making progress on the beach because, I don't know why, but like, a lot of players just kind of zone out on the beach.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
Sounds like a
Tend to
fun
forget
day.
it exists.
I'd like to zone out on the beach. Sounds lovely.
The enemy is stealing our munitions.
Right, the
points.
I suppose it
rifles
does.
are getting their Browning upgrades now for 30 munitions each, of course, due to the
They've taken our
infantry
victory
support centre
point.
upgrades. And they're pushing in a big way now.
And we got a 12-minute tank depot here as well for Orangepest.
Sorry, what Alpen's MG play's been a bit better here. The Half tracks causing some instances for itself. Pack 40 couldn't get into position though thanks to Orangepest arriving rifleman there.
And the engine's blown out on the Hanomag.
Sector gone. We must take it back.
You get a Sturmgeschütz on the way now here for Alpen.
Bad idea. Is build order isn't looking too terrible. It's just Orangepest has all those rampaging riflemen, and this map is perfect for them basically.
Indeed, and again, it hasn't really helped. He's just been constantly attacking towards the northern field point, bleeding out in the process, making a difference like build up a larger force to respond to it.
Victory point being capped there, keeping up the pressure. Orangepest only lost 11 so far.
Ooh, that Pack 40's in for a rough ride.
Contact. Capture point is being overrun.
Yeah, Basin. Nice.
Victory point is under enemy control
They're
now.
a very rough ride, all the way running
A
back
victory
to
point is under
Deutschland at the
attack.
moment.
We must act.
Got the paratroop 80 gun there. Also, neat little detail, but they actually have the sleeves rolled up.
Oh. This game should be way more than 40% on Steam.
Taking our victory point.
There we go.
Grenade assault off it.
Taken out, and grenade assault on the rifleman, but they do a great thing there. The captain stays his position. Rifleman hard retreat, meaning not a single grenade hurts a single
We
American.
do have the Stug 3D around now, pushing back the Greyhound. And the Pinlock machine gun has been added to the Stug as well, very crucially.
Commander,
Yeah, it
we've
gives it
lost
that
the sector.
all-important infantry damage. Stosstroop can attempt to cap the cut-off, but are punished in the process.
Indeed. At least they do survive. Be quite difficult for Alpen to bounce back from a Starstorm loss like that.
Yeah, they're very expensive, even if they are called in as they were.
Indeed.
100 points
And
remaining.
the half day's already
520
gone.
bloody manpower, though. It's it's quite a lot still, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
quite something else. Captain, they're going for a bit of shot. I think he was just trying to mess there with Orangepest, making him think something big was coming.
Yeah, feels like it.
Fucking hell. 18
Alright, Stug's just watching over the Pat 40. He's trying to get himself into position to get it back. Where is his MGs when you need them? He's got one in the south. They're both in the south, so that's why he's not going to be able to get his pack back easily. He does take down a Pathfinder, however. That's good work from the MP40s. He finally reclaims his pack, but he's just going to get attritioned.
Our
He just
AT gun
sacrificed the
has been
Pioneer
destroyed.
Squad for that, unfortunately.
Oh, did he? Oh, no.
Got the Starstorm John again. They're very close to Veterans U1.
Was that another merge wipe? 2 merge wipes this game.
I don't think so.
Well,
The other Grenadier Squad's back at base.
yeah, but what I meant, well, I suppose he
Oh, and the pack. Yeah, that was basically that.
miscalculations, let's call them. There's the Vet 3 Grenadier needs to survive and dies! Oh no, Alpern! Oh dear.
It's just not looking great now. We got the Sherman on Lucy.
I really feel like Alpern did everything to beat Kauzak earlier. Kauzak, who played his heart out, by the way. And Orangepest came through a rather easier quarterfinal. Maybe that has factored into things, but you just can't argue with how well Orangepest has played as well. He certainly looks set for his first Master League
We have
final.
lost control of
Will
the
he be
victory
against
point.
Gibber, or will he be up against Asiamint? We'll have to wait to find out.
Indeed, and we got another Starstorm calling here from Alpen. He's betting all on the Starstorm now.
Pioneers forced away from the victory point there. And they go to the south.
Rapid production protocols are in effect.
Half that's going to get knocked out there.
They don't seem to have very happy lives.
Yeah, not much luck with those half tracks, that's for sure.
Flick A armor for the Stug,
Find one half
donning
track out of
half a
contact.
tree. Meanwhile, here comes the boys from the Bronx. We've got the captain and his 2 riflemen trundling down the central. Oh, this Stug could be headed for a mine. Oh no, it's its own mine. It's a shoe mine. A silly AE.
Oh, great, it's gonna hit the mine now! But it sets off and damages the engine of the Stug as well.
I did say the Stug was headed to the mine, I just didn't mean quite like that. Oh
Yeah,
dear.
that was a bit awkward, but we've got another Stug on the way here for Alpen.
We have, and we've also got a cut-off coming in from these infantry squads that finally found something to do. Sherman's now claiming no kills at the moment, but the Sosstruppen are in his diazimus, if you remember that term from CoH3.
Yeah. Now the Starstorm needs to get out before they get turned into pulp.
Or pate. Or mush. Ah, mush. It was mush.
Now the Sherman Ballet almost done here as well for Orangepest. Bit of bouncing there in on the beaches.
A newer player, CCO33, says any good ways to deal with riflemen apart from MGs. They're so oppressive this patch. You got to mine and use machine guns and use 8-rads. That's a holy trinity of attempting to deal with the riflemen, but you still have to play perfectly to win. Does that sound about right, Dane?
Well, you can also try and go hard on the MP40 Grenadiers, because if you get a lot of them and start getting MP40s before the BARs hit, you can typically gain enough room to then pull ahead of them a bit, for example, the Stug. So that's a strategy that some Wehrmacht players have also been employing.
Ah, no, it says he was a DAC player. In that case, the protocol is to open your legs slightly, put your head between them, and kiss your arse goodbye, unfortunately.
You could probably, bet a bit on the flak feeling. That one is quite good versus both infantry, but also the early light vehicles with its armor-piercing rounds.
Yes, the flak half track is pretty decent. It's surprisingly stocky as well. It's quite survivable, I find.
Indeed. You can, depending on opponent, you can actually bet a bit on the flak feeling. In particular, if they have no experience against it, they might actually underestimate its potency. At which point you can sort of take it from there, but it's certainly a tough one at the moment.
It is tough. As DAC versus US in particular. Right, let's see how it's going for Mr. Elper.
Point-blank blast.
Oh, that's a big blast indeed, and the rifleman suffered the brunt of it.
Getting ripped apart here by the Sturmgeschütze. In the south, they can be
Sturmgeschütze. Is that how you say it?
I do believe so.
Oh, very good.
I do believe so.
Learned something new today. Today was not a wasted day. Thank you, Dane.
Always happy to enlighten.
And inform. It's like the BBC, but for company heroes.
Indeed. We also got the officer quarters up here, which is quite good for your Stugs as well. Besides making sure you get that point-blank blast, and Veterans 1, it also just means faster experience gain.
Explain that then, Dane. So, are we looking at the Panzer Grenadier Company quarters? What were you referring to there, sir?
Yeah, the Panzer Grenadier officer quarters. 125 manpower, 25 fuel like the other upgrades, but it does mean the Stugs and the Panzer Grenadiers, whatever else you might get there, start out at Veterans 1, and then after that they gain 25% more experience overall.
Cool. Good stuff.
Indeed.
I like that. It's a better version of CoH3's bought veterancy system, isn't it? Because that
it is
silly.
Indeed, it got a bit too high value as the game went on.
Yeah, it made team games irrelevant, basically.
Gotta hold down Strug up north here.
Sturmgeschütz deployed.
3 Stugs versus, what do we have for Mr. Pest? He's got 2 Shermans, 2 M1s. Strangely, the game's a lot fairer, more equal now. It's just the victory points that are heavily in Orangepest's favour. Stug is going into fire here in the north. What the hell is it doing?
Yeah, I think he's trying to manage too much here, plus we got the air support. I think sort of reflexively he's assuming it's loiter there, so that might have slightly caused a mess up there.
2 down. Yep, 2 down in total. And now the Sherman's tracking the Vet 3 Grenadiers. Oh.
I think the mistake Elpen made was splitting up his assault guns there.
Again, the mistake was made was going for north. I mean, as we mentioned 3 or 4 times, it really does feel going south with this kind of build order as Wehrmacht is where it's at.
Indeed. He's about to lose another Stuke here. Anti-Tank pulling in on it.
Who is it? Oh, is it? There it is indeed. Can't quite get the shot off.
Looks like it narrowly escapes. Close call, though.
Target secured.
It's a bit of a bad position to be in for Alpen right now. It looks like Orangepest has, I think, largely got this. I mean, he's got multiple anti-tank guns, riflemen, Shermans,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, he's got 3 victory points capped as well. That's going to bleed away.
indeed,
Like,
it's
an open turn, okay? I mean, it's looking good.
We have 100 points left.
Sprinting into the victory point.
Commandant,
Never a
we've
good
surfaced
feeling
it.
when you...
Sturmgeschütz deployed.
yeah, he's virtually figuring anything when they can backed up by a lot of other stuff, but they can't deal with the Sherman.
He's able to deal with that rifleman, perhaps. Yep. Oh, there you go.
Starstorm squad the kill there, and the smoke came too late. Night ends up benefiting Alpen. We got breakthrough, got the Stuke rushing in,
Prioritized.
going for that Sherman.
5 points remaining for our
Shot.
forces.
Yeah, good first shot there. No pack backup, though. He needs to be careful, because, of course, the rifleman could snare him here.
He could pop shock assault with the Starstorm here, maybe. Nope, doesn't. Got a point blank blast instead. That typically does the trick, but he exposed the side armor of the Stuke.
Claimed our territory.
And the Sherman's going in. He misses his shot. I believe that would have been an attack round,
We are
probably.
losing control of a sector.
Second Stuke that's been patched up is back in action.
Going northward. There's a Sherman waiting. The victory points are dissipating. He's got 60 and dropping.
Another smoke push on
We
the
have
northeastern
territory
victory
cut off
point.
supply.
For those watching, feeling it's all over, we saw Orangepest in Game 2 of this series throw away an even bigger lead. And he did it out of pure laziness and possible gambling. He basically
lost
threw all of his
control of
units
the
on the
victory
victory points
point.
and hoped for the best. And the best did not happen.
50 points remain
Indeed.
for us. You must do something.
Oh dear, we got paratroopers now.
Right.
The enemy holds all
Stug
victory
trying to hold
points.
off this Sherman.
Commander,
Ooh.
we have command
That was a
points,
big hit.
still require assignment.
Bundle,
Yeah.
that was a grenade assault there, and he's going to cap the victory point, but he's losing the one in the
Grenadier
south.
squad has been
Pioneers
destroyed.
could die there. We've also had Grenadiers go down elsewhere. Oh, that was the ones on the victory points, yeah.
Prepare
I think they blew
defense
themselves up with a grenade, actually.
Ah, that's never good. My doctor said that, and the Stug's gone down again. Alpen,
Dang.
clearly fatigued, playing his heart out for you, but he now finds himself in the 3rd place showdown. Orangepest progresses to the grand final. Yeah, it's been a long day of casting. Thanks for joining me for that last series, Dane. It's been a pleasure.
Indeed, it was quite fun. Some quite interesting matches there.
Certainly was. Let's check out the brackets as we see. It's Orangepest, that 1-2-1. He'll face the winner of Gibbet or Inca, which I will cast tomorrow afternoon. Elsewhere, we've got a lot of our games filled out, except for this one, because the guy had to drop somebody off at the train station or something. I can't quite remember what happened there. Yeah, it's been a good day, Dane. Have you been enjoyed your brief foray into Master League casting for a while?
It was fun. There was certainly some fun elements that to comment on here as we got some nice back and forth there between
At
Alpen
least
and
there is a
Orangepest.
Swede in the finals.
Alpen has gone patriotic. He's just happy there's a Swede in the finals. Yes, fair enough.
I mean, that's a good attitude to have.
It certainly is. So yeah, we've got a lot of guys. I'm knackered. I've really enjoyed having Dane. Please go and support Dane over there. If Alpen's streaming, let me know and I'll go and raid him. Thanks for the sub, by the way. And yeah, thanks to everybody for watching. We've had a fantastically gay day of action Freudian slip there, perhaps. But regardless, it's been lovely. So yes, and if you missed some games, I'm going to upload them right now. You've got Elpern versus Kawzak, which was a banger, and Barton versus Yamaya and Bra, which was also very good. But there, I've just been streaming for a solid 6 hours of casting there, Dextro. But go and watch on YouTube, my YouTube that is, and I will put the series up ASAP. Do not subscribe to me on Twitch to watch VODs. I only do that because I like to force people to watch me on YouTube, because that's all I care about, is the YouTube content. So yeah, all of these series will be on YouTube over the next day and a half. So go and check it out there. Thanks so much for watching. Let's go and raid the mighty Elpern. And thanks again for Dane for casting. Thank you, sir.
It was a pleasure.
There we go. And raiding now.
On we go.